I'm going to start recording. We're going to start on time today because all of us have a lot to do, right? A lot that we're doing in the world. If not, hopefully this inspires you after learning about vibrational healing. So for those of you that are new to Elevate Together community, what is Elevate Together? My partner and I and many others created this community where, hello staff, where we could share wisdom and teachings from people all over the world. The intention was to get people together. I mean, as we all are aware, the last few years have been a little bit challenging. We haven't had as many opportunities to connect with community, so much fear, so much resistance, and yet we are resilient, right? We are human beings and we are resilient. And I know what resonates most with my partner and I is that we just want to create impact and add as much value to the world that we can. I've been on the spiritual journey now and business journey for 20 years, 20 plus years. I have my master's in metaphysics. I've built a business that's produced almost $1 billion in sales in 20 years. I've written 4 books, made a movie, started lots of business, investing, all that fun stuff. The reason I share that with you is because some people are probably wondering, how are you qualified to teach me about vibrational healing? Vibrational has been a passion of mine. I've wanted to understand how to vibrate higher, how energy works. Because if I can understand how energy works, if I can understand how I work, then I'm going to function better in the world. And so everything, well, not everything I've learned, but a lot that we're going to talk about in this next 30 minutes is really how to raise the vibration. So how many of you feel like you struggle at times with really raising your energy frequency? Anybody struggle with vibration? Sometimes whether it's people outside of you or maybe it's you, really knowing how to navigate that. Not long ago, I think it was a couple weeks ago, I trained a lot on energy. We're going to talk a little bit more about the healing modalities though, and what kind of healing modalities there are when it comes to vibrational healing. Now, we do, as we all know, we live in a material universe. Yes, somebody asked if we're going to save this. Yes, this will be saved. So you'll be able to see it. It's also being recorded. We have a YouTube channel. I do want to mention really quickly before we start digging into this, if you have not signed up for the Elevate community yet, I would really encourage you to text to the phone number that I'm going to give you at the end of this training. And when you text Elevate to that number, you're going to get updates when we do these lives every single week. And when we have guest speakers on who are going to be teaching you from everything from breath work to how to get out of debt to relationships and healing. It's just incredible. The wisdom that we're wanting to share with you, which is all free. Hello from London. It's all free. It's just community coming together to share wisdom. So we do live in a material universe, right? We live in our universe. We everything we touch, we see, we feel. It's been said that this is all an illusion, right? And so we're all projecting this illusion based off of our own reality, based off of what our eyes are seeing. And in some Kabbalistic teachings and other spiritual teachings, it says that really what we think is real is only about 1%. So, Paul, happy to be helping you here. And I get you. I understand the struggle with mental health. There will be some helpful things around this. I do encourage you, Paul, to just message me privately too, and I can share with you some other ideas, some things that have helped me with my mental health and my emotional well-being. Hello from the UK. I'm so glad you're here. So if you are struggling with anything mentally and you really feel like you don't have support or someone around you, private message me and I'm happy to share with you some tips that I've had to personally walk through and overcome some really deep, challenging times internally within myself. And absolutely, Paul, that's what we're here for, sweetheart. So basically, I've tried so many things in my journey of this evolution that I've been on here in this planet, and some of the things from color therapy, We've heard of color therapy, right? A lot of the ancient Egyptians actually would build these temples, and in these temples they would put glass and quartz prisms, and they would have people bathe in water, and the color from the sunlight which hit the prism in the glass would actually penetrate into the body, and it would cause a vibrational shift. And so we still we still don't understand, which they knew very well. They really understood the importance of healing the vibrational aspects of the body, the vibrational aspects of our thoughts. But we live in such a physical universe that, look at all these yo-yo diets that everybody's, we've all been on all of our lives at different times, because we're so focused on the physical, or we're so focused on achieving, the dream, the car, the house, the this, the that. This is all, we've been really inundated with the material plane. And so even to the point we've been conditioned to go to doctors, which doctors are very helpful and wonderful for many things, especially if you believe it, right? So if you really do believe in what it is that you are receiving, the advice or the help or the pill or whatever it might be, if you really believe it, that's the medicine. Okay, so that's the key. So nothing outside of ourself will necessarily heal us until we believe it does. And when we 100% with all certainty believe it does, then that's when the healing takes place. So our body is so incredible at healing itself. The mind is so incredible, but we can use different tools to help us in our healing process. I mentioned color is one of them. Another is sound. So another really cool thing about sound is that, I've done a lot of, I think I just saw one of our Gianni on here. He's a breath work and sound, I would call him a sound guru, sound master, and does a lot of singing bowl therapies and whatnot. He's in the LA area. He actually trained on last Monday, really talked about that healing modality and how it really saved him and helped him in so many ways. But there is, Tibetans would use singing bowls to release stuck energies. How many of you have ever been in a singing bowl environment where a session? Oh my gosh. There is a place called Hallow Space, I believe it is, in Marina Del Rey, California. I found this place. I don't know how I found it, but I fell so in love with it. They actually have all day long, they have different medicine, men or women, whether it's through singing bowls or whatnot, or meditation. They come in and they do this beautiful singing bowl medicine. And you lay there and you literally feel your entire body changing. You feel an upgrade. Hallowed ground. Thank you so much. Jillian is here actually in this live, and I really encourage you to go check out some of his work. He's just incredible, and this is some of the medicine that really helped change his life as well. But hallowed, I wish every city had it in America and beyond. UK, I know we got UK present. It would really change the world if we had more spaces like that. Imagine, instead of just going to the gym, how many of us make time to go to the gym? Or how many of you are trying to make time to go to the gym, right? We make time to go to the gym, but how many of us make time to go meditate and change the vibrational frequency of our spirit, to release those energies and to release those toxins? I have sage next to me. It's in my house all the time. I use sage to help clear energies out. I use Palo Santo as well. I like to play beautiful meditation music throughout the house, or energetic healing vibrational music throughout the house, because anytime someone's entering or leaving, and even myself, I go out there in the world, you go out in the world, and you are trying to function in this world, and you're bringing energy with you here. Okay. Not only that, but the more aware you become, the more conscious you become about your beingness and about you being present in this world, you're going to start picking up from literally thousands and thousands of miles away. You're going to pick up energy. There's been times when I've literally had I had a dream, and it was maybe it was a dream of a building tumbling or something energetically happening, and the next day there was an earthquake in another country. And if I weren't tuned in, I wouldn't be aware that, wow, we are all connected, right? Like some people would just say, oh, I just had a weird dream, but they're not pairing it up, that we're all interconnected. We really are. We all are. And if you ever see Fantastic Fungi, which is a great documentary that talks about, the trees and the fungi below the earth, and they all talk to each other. We all talk to each other. There was a great book called The Intention Experiment, written by Lynn McTaggart. Did I talk to you guys about this yet? I forget, because I'm in the moment when I'm teaching you, so I forget what I've taught you. But this book really was pretty profound in changing my life and the way I saw things, because she is a quantum physicist and explained that there was this scientist who was a lie detector. He was a FBI lie detector agent, or whatever you want to call him. And he was just curious, wanted to, he was playing around one day in the office and decided, he saw his fig tree in his office, and he hooked the fig tree up to his lie detector test. And he just went back to his desk and was doing work, wasn't even really paying attention. All of a sudden, um, he looked at the fig tree and thought, well, I wonder what would happen if I caught that fig tree on fire. And out of literally, the lie detector test started going crazy. So it was picking up the energy. So if that's not creepy enough, if that's not weird enough, he said like a week later, he never took the lie detector thing off the fig tree. But all of a sudden, out of the blue, it was going crazy. And he was like, what's going on? I wasn't thinking anything. What in the world is happening? So he's going around the office. He goes into the kitchen, and he walks into the kitchen, and he says, guys, is anybody, the fig tree is hooked up to the machine, and it's going crazy. I'm so confused. What have you guys been doing differently? What have you been thinking? And one of the people said, well, I don't know. I just poured hot water down the sink. And he goes, and they came to find out that the bacteria in the sink drain was communicating to the fig tree. Insane. If that's not a goosebump moment. Somebody asked what it was. It was called The Intention Experiment by Lynn McTaggart. So let's just simplify it. How many of you have been thinking about somebody and somebody has called you? Just like that, out of the blue. And you're like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you. What a coincidence. No, not a coincidence. There's another book. I think it's called The Explorer, or The Astronaut's Way, maybe The Astronaut's Way. And it was an astronaut who wrote this book, who talked about, he decided to do his own little test. When he went up into space, he had a friend down here on Earth that he was very close to. And at the same time, every day, they were going to journal. They were going to journal whatever their thoughts were. And so while he was in space, the entire time he journaled, and his friend journaled. And when he got back down to Earth, they compared notes. And they were absolutely blown away by the similarities of the conversations that they both were having in the journal. It was almost identical to each other. Now, it takes someone to be thinking, wow, everything isn't just what I see right now. It's not just me and this table. My thoughts are impacting me, and it's impacting others. It's impacting the planet. And so that's where this vibrational healing is super important, and we should not put it last. We shouldn't put it last. We shouldn't take that time to do the meditations, or to do the sound healing, or to even use crystals, right? A lot of people laugh and make fun of crystals, and think that there's no truth to it. But the truth is that there is healing truth to anything that you believe in. So if you're going to believe in the crystals, if you're going to believe that if you eat an avocado every day and that is going to absolutely heal you, then guess what? It is your medicine. It's going to heal you. It's going to heal you. So it's what you're believing in. It's also, if you believe that what you're doing to yourself, maybe let's just say Joe Dispenza talks about this too, and they've done the science, guys. They have the science to back it up, that it's not the thing outside of you that's going to heal you unless you believe it is. So it's not if you're vegan or you eat tons of meat or you don't eat meat or you're keto or you're this or you're that or whatever. I mean, it can be if you 100% believe that that's what's going to keep you healthy and clean or whatever it might be. But he explains through the science that, you know, you and also I'm gonna Dan Buettner, sometimes he's a good friend of mine. He also wrote the Blue Zones, and he talks about Saturnians who are living into their hundreds and what they do every day. They don't go to the gym every day. They drink a couple glasses of wines every day. Some of them smoke. A lot of them smoke. You know, they have a lot of beans and lentils and veggies, and they eat a little bit of meat. But most importantly, they're together in community. Okay. They live really long lives. And it's not because of all the things that we're doing that we think we have to do and go have the gym membership and we have to go do our CrossFit and we have to, like, it's about being healthy. Yes. But you want to know what's really healthy is? It's getting back to basics, getting into community, getting with family. Americans are like Americans, and I can't speak for the rest of the world, but how many of us live close to our family? Not many. I mean, if you do, it's rare, and what a gift and a treasure to have your family nearby. But we've been kind of conditioned to move away from your family and your friends, and you to become very solidly independent on your own. But that also decreases your lifespan when you don't have community around you. And so even if you don't have family near you, it's important to have community around you, to have people that you can connect with. It will give you more life in your years and more years at the end of your life. So the Chinese, you know, when it came to healing modalities, they really focused on, you know, the energy channels of the body. Acupuncture is another healing modality that they found to be very good at cleansing energy and getting energy out of the body that was stuck energy. It's so crazy because I don't know, about 2.5 years ago, I had a right shoulder injury, and I just procrastinated and procrastinated. I didn't want to go. I thought, you know, it's no big deal. I went in to get it fixed, and it was actually there was emotional energy there, and my therapist at the time said, what's going on in the masculine side of your life? What's going on in your marriage? And I was like, oh, you know, and it was just all came out, and within weeks this whole shoulder healed. Well, guess what happened just, gosh, this last year? When I was a little girl, I dove into shallow water in a lake and dislocated my left shoulder. I didn't do anything to my left shoulder, but right now I'm going through left shoulder issues. I'm seeing a PT. I can't raise my arm up anymore. Like, I can slowly go up, but I'm very much aware that there's emotions stuck here, right? And I'm navigating all of, you know, things pop up, and I'm like, oh wow, they say it's the feminine side. This can be the father wound, this can be the mother wound. This is some also thoughts, what a lot of energy healers say to be true. I don't know. But if you're looking at different parts of your body, if you're struggling with different parts of your body because you have a weakness there or energy blockage or it hurts, it's a good idea to kind of go in deeper and figure out, okay, what have I not healed? Yes, Chrissy, Reiki is amazing energy tool. I was actually just telling somebody the other day, I was certified in Reiki 1 and 2 a long time ago. I used to do it on my boys, and I would use, that's why I love oils as well. How many of you love essential oils? I love essential oils. And actually keep paying attention to Elevate. keep joining these communities, because I did develop an essential oil that I will be giving and gifting to all of our Elevate members for free. And it's called Cosmic Love, and it actually vibrates at the energy of love. So it's a gift from me to you, and I'm telling you, the ones that use it now. I don't know if you're watching right now, but there's a beautiful woman who is a fabulous woman in business. I gifted her one, and she ran me down in Vegas saying she needed more. She couldn't live without it. So it's a really powerful oil, and I'm going to be excited to share it and gift it to all of the community soon. So just stay tuned to that. Keep joining these and learning from these talks, and you'll get yours soon. But the oils, again, it just stimulates a more higher level of frequency, right? There's certain smells that bring you back to great memories. And there's certain smells that bring you back to memories that aren't so great too, right? And so it's just really good to be super aware of what modality works for you. So I would love for you guys to share with me what healing modality really works for you. Do you find it in meditation or oils or Reiki or singing bowls or breath work? I would just love for you to share with our community right now what you seem to find that really works for you. Affirmations. Yep, let's see, Ryan, she's sharing here on Zoom. This happens with lower back pain for her. She dealt with it for years, feeling stuck and for weeks at a time on the couch. When she moved to BC and shifted things in her life, the pain only spiked a few times. And interesting, the stress and feeling insecure, breath work. I really love meditation, singing bowls, and Reiki. Time by the ocean, Mary, such a great one. I too, when I'm feeling stressed or I feel overwhelmed, now that I live by the ocean, I just go get in the ocean. And it is, oh my gosh, it's incredible. It's really incredible. Ryan said tapping, acupuncture, massage. Yeah, the ocean's incredible. You know what was really crazy? Sea and essential oil. I love that. My partner and I, when we were moving across the country, he's been microdosing, is also very powerful. I've done microdosing and also did a couple heroes journey of the plant, and that was it was more than this. It was more than the hero's dose, and that wasn't a very pleasant experience. So plant medicine is a whole nother journey. Um, but I remember coming across with my partner, and I was just working on stuff, right? Like you've got stuff that's coming out that hasn't been able to express itself for 40 plus years. And we go to this river, and it's really cold. I've Jillian, who's here right now, he teaches ice baths and the Wim Hof method. And for me, I would have been happy to not ever do the Wim Hof method because I just don't like, I'm that girl. I like hot baths. But in this moment, I had stuck energy and I didn't want to get in the water. And my partner just so easily, he jumps in, he gets in, he has his cleansing, and I was struggling so bad, and he really encouraged me to get in, and I got in, and it was like, I just started bawling. It was almost like this hyperventilation, like just releasing. And he just held me, he just held me in that space. And he just loved me right there. And it was incredible. It was like I had been holding on so tight to my fears or whatever it was that was blocking me. And it was in that water, it was the medicine, in that jolt. And also to be held in that space with someone I trusted and loved to really nurture me. I'll never forget. It was like probably one of the most profound medicine moments for me. And I've done ayahuasca, I've done peyote, I've done psilocybin, I've done ketamine, doing all this work to try to really help myself to not fix things, because it's not about fixing something that's not broken, but it's about really getting to a place where I'm releasing and letting go, right? Releasing and letting go and trusting your process, trusting your journey. And one thing I've been doing, my soul lately has really been calling me to, is just when I start to get ready for bed, I play a beautiful spa music. And I use chamomile, Roman chamomile. And I just, I also have my iPad, my iPad, my pads for my eyes. And sometimes I'll do a Joe Dispenza meditation, or sometimes I do my cards. I also have some light worker cards, sometimes I'll pull a card for myself just to see what maybe what the universe is trying to tell me, but I'm not listening to. Right? Sometimes it just, we're not listening because we're so busy thinking and we're so busy talking, and we're not paying attention to what the universe is telling us. And so sometimes I feel the need to do that. Sometimes I just need to, like my partner and I the other day, we just did a couples meditation, and it was a love meditation. It was just like, just focusing on loving ourselves and loving each other and loving the planet. So I feel like we just need to pay attention to what we're being called to. And that's the right medicine for you at that right time. And that's just what nature does, right? Nature doesn't try, it just is. And so we're trying so many times to be something, to get somewhere, to do something, to make something, to, and then if we're not living too much in the future, we're living in the past of what we should have done, could have done, or the replay is constantly going and telling us, well, remember that time, remember that time, remember that time, be careful, whatever that might be. So, I want to just open it up for a few minutes. We've got just a few more minutes here, and just ask anybody if you have any questions. I love getting questions from people, or any comments that you want to share, anything of value that you want to give to our community right now. Would love to hear from you right now. Oh, we got a question here. What's your advice for if you get emotionally triggered by something to release energy? So I use a beautiful Kabbalistic method. Um, and it's Kabbalah number 101. And if you don't know what Kabbalah is, love Kabbalah. It's the science and spirituality. It's not religion. It's not science. It's literally gives you practical tools every day to use to help you in this crazy world that we live in. But it says anytime you get triggered, right? You get triggered in that moment, say, pause to yourself, pause. What a pleasure. Somebody cut you off, pause. What a pleasure. You get that unexpected bill in the mail. The other day I got a random um, bill for $10,000. And it was like, I knew it wasn't my mistake. I knew it was on somebody else, but I saw it, and the first thing I got triggered. I'm like, what is this? Right? That was my first reaction. And then I go back to my Kabbalah. I'm like, pause. What a pleasure. This is an opportunity for me to not jump the gun, to not overreact, to resist the temptation to go into ego and protect and defend and to figure out who messed up, right? Because that's what we want to do. It feels like, no, I'm and so I had to say, pause, what a pleasure. Okay, this is an opportunity. I'm not going to react. This is a gift. There's a reason why all this is happening. Boom. The other day, I don't know, some of you, Gonzalo's parents were visiting from Argentina for a few weeks, and he treated all of us to go to Elton John in Pittsburgh. I've never seen Elton John. Anybody seen Elton John? Never seen him concert, but he's on his last concert, evidently his last concerts. And I was really excited to see, but I had to be I went from Miami to LA for a day of business meetings. And I was actually going to miss a half a day of business meetings so I could fly from LA to Pittsburgh to go catch Elton John. And I will mind you, it was 8 seats in the front, so it was good tickets. And so I get to the airport early. I even went to bed early the night before when I could have had a great time. I was being responsible, girl. I get to the airport, they cancel the flights. So I drive to LAX, and in that time, I'm like, it's okay, pause, what a pleasure, pause, what a pleasure. I pay for an $1,100 ticket to get from LAX to Pittsburgh just because I'm like, I'm not going to miss this moment, this special moment. Anyway, series of events. It just, thing after thing happens. and it just keeps happening. My flip-flop breaks on the plane getting off. I'm walking through Chicago airport with barefoot. I mean, it's so funny. And each time it would have been a triggering moment. I could have chose to have a bad attitude. Of course, I wanted to get there. Of course, I wanted to go have the experience, but I did the best I could. And I just kept saying, pause, pause. What a pleasure. What a pleasure. I did get there to the concert, and it was right after it ended. So I didn't make it to the concert. I made it there, but I made it safe and sound, but I missed it all. And so typically, it's, the first reaction is to be like, why me? Oh my gosh, what a bummer. I missed this. All this money I spent, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, the old me would have done that, but this was like, there was a reason for absolutely everything. And I just need to trust that. And I need to just be in this moment and trust that I was exactly where I needed to be. And for whatever reason, I wasn't meant to be there. And so, anyway, that's my answer to you, Jess. I've been struggling with back pain for a while now. Do you know what the energy behind this might be? So anytime there is a great book that I'm going to go pick up again. When I first read it, it changed my life then, but I'm going to read it again because somebody else also mentioned to me about this book again when it comes to different parts of the body that you're struggling with. Um, it's called "You Can Heal Your Life" by Louise Hay. And if you haven't read that one, that's a classic, beautiful, fabulous book. And she actually goes through all the different body parts that we may be having issues with and what the emotional meaning is behind that body part. So hopefully that helps you, Georgia. You can also Google, and there's people that are definitely more knowledgeable in that arena than I am. I always Google it myself. Very good. Very good. Anybody else have any questions? Great questions coming in here from Zoom. If anybody here on Instagram Live has any for me, I'm happy to answer them. And so as we begin to close, I just want everyone just to take a moment and let's just go ahead and put your hands together. And I want you to rub your hands together really fast. Okay. And then what I want you to do is just stop, and then I want you to feel your hands as you begin to pull your hands apart. I want you to feel that energy. And as you keep pulling it back, you're able to feel, you can really feel the energy. It's really incredible when you start to pay attention that your body is emitting energy. And we can feel our own energy, right? So take a moment right now and let's just pull everything in, every thought, every to-do list item that you feel like you have to get done right now. Let's just pull it all in and just take a moment and just take your hands and put them over your heart and just be incredibly thankful for this heart that's beating thousands of times a day. Just be grateful for this heart that never lets you down, that's always here, that's always working, that loves you, that chose you. Just spend that time right now being grateful for this heart, grateful for your health, grateful for the time you get to be here on this planet doing the work in this earth school, grateful for all the people in your life, those that challenge you, those that inspire you, those that have hurt you, and those that have loved you. All of those souls are absolutely meant to be in your life, helping you to grow, helping you to evolve into the next level, the next energetic vibrational level of your existence. And if you just walk through your life and you just take that moment and you just really say thank you to everyone in every situation, everything that's occurring, and saying, what a gift, what a pleasure to be here. What a pleasure. I get to be here. I get to have these doubts or these fears or these worries because I get to overcome them. That's the work that I have to do here. I'm doing the work. And as I do the work, I'm going to help others to do the work. And we're going to spread and we're going to elevate with good energy and positive energy and the love energy. We already know that fear is a disease. Fear is causing more havoc on the planet than anything. And we have the ability to heal it by changing the way we see our world. Just like Gandhi said, if you change the way you see the world will change. Well, actually, that was Wayne Dyer, but Gandhi says you need to be the change you see in the world. So if we need to be the change we see in the world, that means everything that we see begins to change. And as we project that energy out into the universe, that energy is being picked up by others. So when you walk by people today, when you see them, send them love. You don't have to know them. You don't have to know them. Just send them love. Send love to every single soul, even the ones right now that are a big challenge in your life. Send them love, gratitude. Tell them energetically, I believe in you. I have faith in you. I see you. You matter. You're worth it. You're enough. And all of this begins to also change the vibration of your beingness. And you begin to vibrate higher in the world, and things that actually, the dreams and desires and hopes that you wish for, that begins to resonate with your frequency. So you start to see better things showing up for your life, not things of discontent. Everything that's not working in your life right now is telling you you're on the wrong path. It's not working. Change your thought, change your actions. When it does feel good, if this feels good, if what I'm sharing with you right now, if it feels good, that's because it's the right path for you. It's in alignment with the truth. It's in alignment with maybe a path you need to be on and take, instead of the path of resistance. And also, resistance is a great sign too. Resistance is a sign that we need to deal with something that we're not dealing with. We need to walk into something that maybe we're afraid to walk into. So anyway, wow, that was a fun moment. How did everybody feel in that? Beautiful. We just take that minute, take that time with ourselves, right? With each other. It's just magic. For me, I have tears in my eyes. I'm just feeling like so much gratitude for all of you that have showed up to do this work and to really be present on this planet. And we need this presence. We need it now more than ever. So I know I need it. I love this community. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this time. I'm grateful for the work that we're showing up together in. All right. All right. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're worth it. I love you. You're enough. You got this. We got this. And let's create a ripple of love today. Let's create this ripple, this energy we feel. Let's just go out there and let's just spread love. All right. All right. I can't wait to see you guys until next Friday. I don't know what we're talking about, but it's going to be good. Much love to all of you. Mwah. Kiss, kiss. Have a beautiful weekend.